Why would the woman make this call against her fellow ambassadors? She's seen it all. She's been there. How many are influential than Sarkodie? Tell me the ambassadors who are more influential than Sarkodie.
Vibes and positive energy going out to everyone listening. This is Showbiz University podcast, episode 12. Yes. Last week we had an encouraging and entertaining conversation with Felicia Osei, the TikToker. I see the headlines flying around and all that. Charlie, my phone is buzzing. Felicia is hitting me up and all that. But Charlie, it's all good. It's all good. We learnt a lot about TikTok, and I like the whole conversation you guys are having on social media from what she said. Also, your Mind Day segment about Kafui Danku's comment is also buzzing. We'll be reading some of the comments you guys brought along with the hashtag Showbiz Uni. But welcome to a very fresh episode of your favorite entertainment podcast. My name has always been King Kweku Mensah. Today, we'll be having a special guest. He's been doing punditry for God knows how long now. His voice is on all the radio entertainment shows. If his voice is not on your entertainment show, dare I say your show is whack. Anyway, but we'll be having a great entertainment pundit joining us for an interesting conversation today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. We'll be bringing you Gist Corner as well. Noella will be coming in with 3 headlines, and your Mind Day segment will be coming around. And we've got fresh music, 10 banging songs for the weekend on my weekend playlist. So this is what we've piled up for today's episode of Showbiz University. Welcome. So zooming straight into lecture time today, we won't waste much time. Let me introduce my guest lecturer for today. He goes by the name Martinezz. Martinezz is an entertainment pundit. He's been doing punditry, as I said earlier, for a very long time. Won awards for himself and doing great, contributing his quota to the best of develop the entertainment industry better. Today, we are talking about a tweet former French ambassador to Ghana and Sophie made over the weekend. It has generated into a conversation that musicians are very much interested in. So it was right that I bring Martinezz on board. So we draw on it and try to come to a single answer or a single opinion on that. Martinezz, welcome to Showbiz University.
Thank you, boss.
How is life?
Well, I would say I'm grateful. You know, once there's life, there's strength. You can only be grateful to the Most High.
I hear punditry is giving you big cash, so and now you drive some Range Rover. Guys, Martinezz can pack some Range Rover before here. Anyway, he promises me some big dough when we are done with Showbiz University today, so it's all good. But Martinezz, we won't waste my time. Have you seen the tweet Anne Sophie made about musicians deserving diplomatic passports?
Yes, I have.
Do you agree with her? Let me just rip the bandage off. Do you agree with her that musicians do deserve diplomatic passports?
Yes, I do. I mean, the list she gave, she wasn't calling for all musicians. She was specific. There are certain names she added. I think the likes of Ken Promise, R2B's, Sarkodie, Shatawale, Black Sheriff. Yes, so everybody will attest to the fact that these artists are really making us proud. And so she has a point. And therefore, I agree.
Yeah, I know music is one of the major tools in promoting the identity of a country. Our musicians are doing the most, traveling the world and touring, and they, in their way, they are also ambassadors. Yes, but she going to the extent of saying these musicians are doing better than some of the paid ambassadors. And let me read the tweet for the benefit of those who have not been on Twitter yet to read the tweet. So, and Sophie made a tweet 2 days ago quoting TV3's tweet of Sarkodie performing in Chicago, and she said, "Ghana, you should give these guys diplomatic passports. They put Ghana to the world better than even the best ambassadors could in a lifetime." And she goes on to mention Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, Blacko Sherif, Shatawale, R2Bs, and Ken Promise. 6 names. Martinezz,
Chief,
do you think musicians in Ghana, they've worked hard enough to be granted such ambassadorial privileges? in your opinion?
Yes, of course. I mean, like you said, and Sophie, as we know, when it comes to art, she has played a key role, especially coming out with events, putting Ghana on the map, at least bridging the gap between Ghana and France. Accra in Paris, Paris in Accra. Very good show, and she was behind it. So it tells you the love she has when it comes to art. For me, what I gather from this is that even though her time is due or she's done with her work here as an ambassador to Ghana, she still follows our art. That's what I gather from it. She still follows, because for her to mention these names, it tells you that, look, she's still behind the scene. Probably we don't know the communications that goes on, or maybe the work she's having behind the scene, but clearly it gives us an idea that the woman really loves our artistry. And that the likes of Stonebwoy, Sarkodie, Shatawale, I mean Black Sherif, King Promise, R2B's Hey. These are names when you mention in our music industry, everybody agree that, they are really working very hard. Not long ago, we've seen Black Sherif, putting Ghana on the map, promoting us through his performance. I mean, King Promise, Sarkodie himself, the Chicago performance, so that Stonebwoy, I mean, doing tour. What else can we ask for from these artists? I think the diplomatic passport she's talking about, well, it's a concern she's raised, is her opinion. Like I said earlier on, she has a point. This should, this call for conversation like we are doing now, to look into the works of these artists, as you mentioned. Are they really doing works that demand certain privileges as ambassadors? Of course. We know art travel fast, especially music. People are able to follow certain countries and love those countries because of probably one or two musicians they've seen with the works they are putting for their fans out there. We've seen Davido on the platform, that's BET platform, calling people to come into Nigeria and eat eba. It's, a promotional call he made. Yes, he's selling his country. In as much as he's there, he realized it's a big platform to at least introduce Nigeria to the world and even call for, that kind of tourism boost. And Sarkodie also, year of return. We also saw him on certain platforms tweeting that, when you want to have entertainment and have fun, come to Ghana. And we've been able to do well by even coming out with this initiative, year of return, whereby foreigners, visitors, trooping December to have fun. Courtesy these artists. Because once you come, even though you have time to enjoy our meals and all of that, you can't do without music.
True.
Especially artists that are really working very hard. Over the years, Sarkodie has been on top of his game. The same applies to Stonebwoy. The same applies to RTVs. The same applies to Shatawale, and even King Promise and Black Sherif.
But do you think, I'm just thinking out loud here. You just mentioned musicians going out of their way, like Davido calling foreigners on BET platform to come to Nigeria to taste the bar and all that. This year's BET, when Michael Blackson received the award on behalf of Burna Boy, he did make the same call that Americans should come home, which is Africa. And by home, automatically they'll come to Ghana and go to Nigeria. Do you think these are enough things? These are just the things needed that, and Sophie will say, musicians, the 6 musicians she mentioned, are doing better than ambassadors will do in a lifetime. Like the work of an ambassador, is it only to promote the country they are ambassadors for, like what musicians are doing? Like, do you think it's enough? The work musicians are doing is enough for Aunt Sophie to make such a call?
Of course. Ambassadors are representatives of countries. They are representing their countries. And Aunt Sophie, as you mentioned, she was once an ambassador to Ghana on behalf of France.
Yeah.
Yes. And so she knows the works of an ambassador. Can we say that during her time as an ambassador, she performed woefully or she performed very well?
Well, she performed well from our side.
Exactly, yes. Because she was able to sell France. She was able to create an avenue, a platform to get both France and Ghana merged with regards to entertainment.
Yeah.
Almost all the top events, she was there. That's a way of showing love, support to our country, Ghana. At the same time, once you see her, France come to mind. She's selling France as well. How active are you as an ambassador? So I think she has observed the game so far. Before she made that tweet, she has taken a lot of things into consideration. We are not saying our ambassadors are not doing well, but they could do better. They could use the art in particular. They could even collaborate with our artists when they get to these countries. I mean, the most important thing, or the bottom line, is project the image Ghana, is to raise the flag of our country very high. Comparing the works of our ambassadors to what our musicians are doing. One can say our musicians are doing much better than them because they are always in our faces. I mean, the musicians. We watch their performances, we watch their projects, and we see how they are touring. And once they appear or any platform they found themselves on, definitely it is Ghana that is projected. So what she tweeted, she's not forcing anything on us. It's just a concern she has raised. And like I said, she didn't call for all musicians. She was specific. Now, looking at these artists, is it true these artists are really working hard and that they deserve this diplomatic passport or maybe that recognition? It's only to ease their work when they are traveling.
Okay.
Yes.
So that would be like benefits of having the... Okay.
Yes, because BTS, Korea.
Yeah, Korean BTS.
They, at the point, they had a diplomatic passport. Because of the works, 299 countries. That
they don't need to queue for visas and all that.
They don't need to queue for visa. So sometimes we look at what the artist is doing, the effort he or she is making, the impact. An artist like Rihanna, even if we are talking about diplomatic passport, she deserves one.
That brings me to the next question I wanted to ask. So Sophie mentioned just 6 names. Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, Shatawale, those are the 3 yeses. And then Black Sherif, Kim Promise, and R2Bs. Are these the only names in Ghana that deserve the diplomatic passport? Or you think the list can be a little bit taller? Because if you ask me, indie musicians, alt musicians in Ghana right now are touring even more than these 6 artists. And some high life greats, some high life icons, even in their heydays or their old days as we are speaking, are still touring. Pa Thomas, Amachi Dede. DL, I don't know about DL. Mr. Music Man Kwejentri is still touring. And they're doing their best right now. So why limit it to just 6? Or these are the 6 that she knows? Or you can say these are the 6 that are global?
Well, they are currently the hottest artists.
You think?
Yes, currently. If you are to mention top 5, I mean, these lists will come to mind.
Okay.
The likes of Sax, Stone, Shatta, Black Sherif, Kim Promise. I mean, currently. Yes, so she's not wrong. And even, like you said, there could be a tall list, but we cannot start with all of them. Okay. We will still start somewhere. We will start small, maybe 1 or 2. Even out of these 6, I think if we are arguing as to who should be given the diplomatic passport first, there will be some top 2 or top 3, even out of the 6 mentioned.
Like, won't this bring like some sort of a fight between like musicians and all this kind of stuff?
I don't think this will bring a fight.
You're favoring others over me.
No, but others are working more than others. Okay. Others are powerful than others. Others, when it comes to brands, some are huge than the other, which we all agree. And so it's not something that is going to bring a confusion. It depends on your impact. So, like I said, it's just a concern she's raised. Okay, and she believed that these artists are really working very, very great on behalf of the country. So it is some way to see them queuing for visas. I mean, we should give that ease. But there's also another twist to it, that once you are given a diplomatic passport, you are subject to a certain kind of strict scrutiny as to the kind of attitude or let's say behavior you display, especially once you possess diplomatic passport. And so are the artists ready to go through some of these, conditions? Because it doesn't just come by ease, just having it and that's it. There's a certain
criteria you have to meet.
Yes, criteria. Yes. Okay. There are certain things you might not be able to do as an artist, which probably when
it will limit your creativity.
Exactly. Not even the creativity, but that freedom of portraying a certain lifestyle or being you, the real you, that kind of fun. Definitely is going to limit it.
Okay.
Because it's like you should have an exemplary life. Once you have that, you represent a country in a certain light or in a certain level. So there are certain things you cannot do. Our artists ready to abide by that. So that is also questions some are raising, but I think they are matured. I mean, the likes of Sarkodie, when you check their brand, an artist like Stonebwoy, they have fine brand, although 1 or 2 controversies, but hey, it doesn't stop them or it doesn't create a certain bad picture for them in terms of getting or acquiring a diploma. They just have to apply. And I remember some reps of, Foreign Affairs Ministry have said, definitely if you want to get a diplomatic passport, you need to apply. They check through and then see how.
Okay.
Yes.
So you don't have to have the government signing you of that you need to, you must be given a diplomatic passport. If you feel within you that you deserve it, the works you're doing for your country, Ghana, you need certain privileges to be able to push your work further. You can, as an individual, apply for a diplomatic passport.
You can apply, and then they check through and see if you qualify or you deserve it. But
I don't think the musicians, they know this info.
Well, I think this is not the first time a conversation like this has popped up.
Sarkodie raised this in 2020.
Exactly. And I think it's because of what, this is the second time Sophie, yes, Sophie is raising this, kind of conversation.
Right.
So Sarkodie's tweet 2020 came as a result of a comment made by Sophie. Yes, that African artists, they need diplomatic passports. Some of the, she studied the works of some of these African artists, and she believed that we need that diplomatic passport as an artist. And so it was a conversation that popped up, and Sarkodie supported it because, they also believe, they the artists, they also believe that they really worked very hard or impacted society. And so if a diplomatic passport concern is raised, well, it's not in a bad direction. So he supported it. And this conversation has popped up again by the woman. And so I have seen certain tweets and comments from people that, well, when Sarkodie projected that conversation, is like he received some backlash. A lot of people, bashed him that they are calling more than they deserve, and it looks like they feel some entitlement.
And that is the same conversation coming up right now. Like musicians are feeling entitled.
People are saying that Sarkodie should be given his tone for what he defended some time ago. And it's good. Conversations like this will create some awareness. Going forward, it will be brought into some kind of consideration. And who knows? Other countries have some diplomatic passport for some of the artists, especially the hard-working artists, because they are also ambassadors.
True.
Governments sometimes even appoint artists to, embark on some
ambassadorial deals and roles, tax and all this.
With regards to culture and art, projects. So I believe that even if governments contract an artist in that regard, then that artist should be given a diplomatic passport.
Right.
Especially based on a contract from government.
So if the government of Ghana is calling for the services of, say, Sarkodie to go represent Ghana in Belgium, they should give Sarkodie a diplomatic passport.
That alone qualifies him to acquire a diplomatic passport. Because once you are on a national assignment or national duty, it qualifies. So especially children or families of these ambassadors have diplomatic passport because
they are affiliated to the ambassador.
What are they doing?
They are family.
So we can go into the law.
I read that, I read that part of the whole diplomatic passport thing, that when an ambassador has it, the family affiliated or associated with him would automatically have diplomatic passports. And I was like, okay, so because they all have to travel together, that's why they have it, or they would be doing something special. So if they have it because they are affiliated by family, what stops our entertainers from doing that? I was asking myself that question, but I don't have answers to that.
Because these children of the ambassadors we are talking about, what exactly are they doing? Just like you said, because of the affiliation. How about someone who is on the road? Like you said, indie artists. You mentioned you were specific that there are some indie artists.
Yeah, we are like Kenayu Soba.
But Sarkodie is also an indie artist. I mean, when you were talking about this India, what came to mind is the likes of Sarkodie. Like R2Bs. Yeah. So I get where you are coming from. That even when you come to our part of the world where we don't have major record labels signing our artists, it's not common. It's not something that is usual. It's just recently we found Stonebwoy Fortunate being signed to Def Jam. Most of them indie label. Most of them by their own energy, effort, investment. So if they're able to raise themselves to that height, I believe we should give them a certain backing. Let's make the work easy, because at the end of the day, when they are touring, it's still some way, somehow, ambassadorial deals or ambassadorial assignment or project. Indirectly, the country is benefiting from their projects. Meanwhile, we are not putting a dime in their pockets as they are touring. As a country, we don't have, I don't know if maybe Ministry of Arts, Tourism and Culture have a certain financial
don't you think it is that it is their work to champion this? I mean, the Ministry for Tourism, Art and Culture.
Exactly.
Don't you think it is their work to champion
Yes,
this?
that is why we have a ministry. So staffs like that, they can also look into it. It's not a bad call. They can look into it because it looks like our artists are not regarded when it comes to issues like this or issues that has a national concern. That should be of a national concern for our artists. We feel like, what are they doing is normal. It's music. We are giving them too much privilege. What are they calling for? But when it comes to the politician, it's something that is taken into consideration. Why can't we channel the same energy into the art? And so something like this, we shouldn't even wait for a foreigner to tell us. Yes, we should know. I mean, Ghana is 68 years, right? We'll be heading towards 70 very soon. Some of these things we should know. Okay, and even if we know, we shouldn't wait for us to be lashed before we get out. Because, like she said, they deserve it, don't they? The works they are doing, is it not a form of ambassadorial project? Are they not? If Sarkodie wins Grammy right now, I mean, Ghana will be recognized. Talking about Grammy, we know we've been recognized when it comes to the categories.
The categories, so high life, Afrobeat.
So is it not Ghana, at the end of the day, Ghana as a country that has been highlighted? I mean, it's a win for us. It's put us in a very good light. So why is it difficult when we have to discuss very important issues and see how we can come to a conclusion to create an enabling environment for our artists to expand or even, explore. At the same time, will benefit us. But anytime we raise such a concern, then some people will, come from other angles trying to create all sort of unnecessary attention. And for me, I believe that if I said, it wouldn't be taken serious or into consideration.
So Anne Sophie saying it.
I mean, once she said it, it should raise certain alarm.
Right.
It should call for a certain consideration. Because Sarkodie, what else do we expect from Sarkodie?
She should pay. He should pay for his own thing and travel. That's what they expect. But I'm just saying, like, it's just for fun anyway. People are saying, why only musicians? Why? It's like everything about art right now in the country is sort of centered around musicians. What about actors? What about those who paint? What about poets? Nakiat, our very own Nakiat from Talented Kids, is representing Ghana on global stages, speaking in forums that world leaders are seated, climate change forums and all this kind of stuff. Why not consider her? Because the kind of platform she is climbing, in a way, is making more impact on society than musicians or than entertainment. Those are genuine concerns people are also raising on social media. Why are we only having the conversation around musicians and not other forms of art?
I mean, the comparison is not necessary. We can call for inclusion, which I agree. All inclusive discussion it's okay. But why not this person? Why not that person? It's not necessary, because once we do that, we kill the merit of the conversation.
Okay.
We always start from somewhere. Every time we start an initiative, it starts from somewhere. Or if we start certain implementation, it starts from somewhere. So for me, I believe that it is the musicians that has been mentioned. Why not we focus and see if it will work? When it works, we can extend it. I mean, it's like I said, there's nothing wrong calling for everyone who is one way or the other contributing massively towards the development of the nation. It's very important. But the bottom line is still art. Nakiat, as you mentioned, doing well. And for me, at her age, what she's doing, I feel it's...
She just celebrated her 11th birthday last month. 11 years old.
I saw certain pictures of hers. And
she looks like 25.
Charlie, I was like, really? Is that a small girl? Like,
11 years.
Time flies high. So it's good. She also, one way or the other, can be argued to be part. It's very good, but we shouldn't make it like this one is doing better than the other. I think the art should be given that necessary attention. The art in general. So, like you said, whether someone is doing painting, poet, if someone is doing poetry, whatever, acting, it's still art. I want the government to pay critical attention to our artists. They should focus on the creative industry. And some of these things also ease that pressure on us, because it's not only the politician that is serving the nation. we are even contributing massively. Because look, if the people are tense, if the people are under pressure, or if the people are under certain conditions that they are not comfortable with, I don't want to be specific, but we know
times are hard. Be specific. Times are hard.
Yes, I can say times are hard, but I don't want to be specific as to what is making the times
so
hard.
So it is the musician or the artist that is
it is
easing the pressure.
Exactly. The artists are those easing the pressure. So some way, somehow, even when it comes to campaign, we see politicians contracting the arts players. Yes. Contracting the art players to embark on certain journeys with them, believing that once they are involved or once they include them, there's a certain assurance that they are going to get to their promised land. But after everything is over, any conversation that pops up concerning these same people they contracted during campaign season then becomes like they are doing us a favor, or
they are dragging their feet and all that.
I don't know why it's always like that. And so when we bring in such conversation that this one is doing better than, it appears we are not serious, and we will kill the focus. We will kill the importance of the conversation. So we can start from somewhere. The list given, I mean, Sarkodie has won BET, Stonewall has won BET, Black Sherif
has been nominated in BET.
King Promise. I mean, all of them, we see them. These are award winners. These are not artists that are just ordinary artists in the game. I mean, if you are to be given that diplomatic recognition or that diplomatic passport for you to have some kind of visa, I believe some of these things are taken into consideration. How impactful has your work been?
Right.
And R2B's won awards, VGM a couple of awards. Stoneboy same, Sarkodie same, both locally, international, Black Sherry, artists of the year currently. And I mean, King Promise, they've all. So that even qualifies that no, if they are giving that attention, it will help. They've proven that they deserve it. They've really worked very hard to attain a certain height. And if we give them, we can have a certain assignment for them. As they travel, they can have some project to embark on specifically on behalf of the country, aside their music business. Or
that's a very good idea to consider.
We can assign certain roles for them to embark on when they travel. I mean, Ghana Party in the Park, Dennis and his team, Akwaba UK.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest parties
promoting
overseas.
Why don't we? Charlie, we are saying the Queen. What is this diplomatic passport for ministers and where they are ambassadors? What at all is it about? These are laws made by human beings.
Martinezz, cool down.
We can sit and judge and amend things, and also everybody who is contributing massively should be given a certain recognition. Because if we are only limiting it to ambassadors who are only sitting at the offices at this high
foreign
commission
countries,
and being paid by the taxpayers'
money.
I wouldn't say money, but should I say investment or suffering or effort? Yes. They are paid by the taxpayer. We pay them. What are we gaining? The works they are supposed to do is the same musicians who travel outside it and do it better. We are not saying they are not doing any work. Of course, if they are not doing, they don't deserve to be paid. Even they don't deserve to be there. But are they supposed to be at the offices only? That's a problem we have here as a nation. So you can tell how Sophie, every time there's an event, every time there's a program, she's there, representing her country. You might think she's there to support your project or your agenda, but indirectly, she's representing a country there. Once you see a France come to mind. So if our ambassadors are also doing same, Portugal, US, UK, I mean, we can fly very high. But here's the case, we don't even know exactly what they are doing. And so that is why why would the woman make this call against her fellow ambassadors? She's seen it all, she's been there, she knows what it entails as an ambassador. And she feels, these people are doing better than them. Are we saying because they are artists, we shouldn't give it that attention, or we shouldn't even give it, credence? We shouldn't discuss. They are Sarkodie. Who said how many are influential than Sarkodie? Tell me the ambassadors who are more influential than Sarkodie. How many are doing
Martinezz opening cans here. Martinezz, let's pipe down a little bit. Our time is fast spent on lecture time. We would want to end the conversation here, but don't you think this will be abused if if it's given the green light, musicians will in turn abuse their diplomatic or ambassadorial privileges if they are given. I'm just asking.
I don't think so, because definitely there are conditions.
Okay.
Definitely there are some measures that you are to follow. And so looking at how important this is, I don't think they will abuse it. And they shouldn't see us as dumb people or maybe blockheaded people who don't know our left and right because we do art. That is why some feel we will abuse it, like you're asking. Give it out to them.
That kind of vibe.
You don't read more than the musician,
right,
or the artist,
right?
What they go through. I mean, the kind of research they do, how they even coin their lyrics, how they even impact you. Before you became ambassador, you listen to musicians. In fact, your life was properly structured, not just by society,
but by music,
by the influence of music.
Right.
That is why there's always a concern that listen to good music that are more impactful than just ordinary music at all for entertainment's sake. But you should listen to music that is worth listening to, because we believe it has a great influence once you keep listening to. And these artists have become idols, icons, and so far there's no I don't, among the artists mentioned, I don't know any artist that has a certain controversy, that's maybe a scandal that goes a very long way to create a certain bad light for our country. I don't know any of our artists, but as to one or two that will pops up with event organizers, it's normal. That is not any scandal, any strange thing that will become a hindrance for them acquiring such diplomatic passports. So the artists themselves should apply. And quickly ending on this, I also want to send an advice to these musicians. It shouldn't just be of the diplomatic passport. I think they should also look beyond it, that the woman has treated our name. It means she really has some love and some passion for what we are doing. Why don't we capitalize on it? Why don't we take advantage and see how we can build a very strong base or strong audience in France? That's how I want them to. Because
I don't think they are thinking to that extent.
And I want to bring their attention to that, because I believe that if R2Bs, if Sarkodie decide to target France and build a very strong audience, the woman can be of great influence.
Just imagine these 6 artists hosting a concert in France.
Exactly, but the woman hosted Accra in Paris.
Yes, but I'm saying
so let's say
right now, on their own, not an initiative from the France embassy or
their own initiative.
Yes,
I get you.
A whole concert, headline artist, Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, Shatawale, Black Sheriff, and King Promise R2Bs.
Exactly. The target shouldn't just be only about UK, US.
As a matter of fact, if these 6 names decide to tour Europe and America alone, like with concerts, I think they will be making impact.
Especially when the woman has shown interest. Because once she's able to tweet their name, it tells you she has them at heart.
This is the togetherness we are talking about.
People should be smart. It shouldn't just be about pushing for that diplomatic passport, pushing for that is important. But they should look beyond it, that, if we want to penetrate France, we have a tool. And this is not any ordinary promoter.
This is the whole former ambassador to Ghana.
Yes, this is a diplomat that they can use. And once the woman endorses you, you are through.
Right.
So I think the team behind these people should look into that, area. It will help. Because for UK, it's okay. They've done a lot. For US, they've done a lot. How about Portugal? How about France? How about Germany? Yes, they can break even. And I believe that the woman will be ever ready to extend helping hand for them to, create that audience.
Right, Martinezz, thank you so much for spending time on Lecture Time with us. I enjoy this conversation. We'll be bringing you as guest lectures where we have space. I mean, we'll be bringing you an hour back. Anyway, so guys, that was Martinezz. We had a great conversation, and Sophie sparking this on Twitter. We're bringing it on Showbiz University. Share your opinion. Let us know what you think with the hashtag ShowbizUni. Anytime you want to have a conversation with us, or you want to share what's on your mind, use the hashtag ShowbizUni. Noella is here to bring us 3 of the most viral entertainment and social stories the public is talking about. Adjoa Noella is here to bring us 3 hot headlines in the world of entertainment.
Hot. I like that. Anyways, a lot has been happening every single time. A lot is happening. But today, most of the things that I'm going to touch on. So the first one, Lizzo is in the news. So when the story broke, I was a bit confused because I didn't quite understand what was happening. Now, it says that, American musician Lizzo has been sued by 3 of her former dancers for alleged sexual harassment and creating a hostile environment, including instances where they were weight shamed and pressured while at a strip club. Now, I don't understand where the weight shaming is coming from.
Lizzo is fat shaming someone.
You get my point. You get my point. So I was a bit confused at that statement, but I mean, going in to read a bit of it, I sort of understood. So this one says that one of the plaintiffs, the 3 plaintiffs, say she was encouraged by the singer to take turns touching the nude performers while out at a club in Amsterdam's red light district while on a tour somewhere in February. So for that, I understand that, that's where the whole sexual thing is coming. I'm still waiting to see the whole weight shaming thing because I know Lizzo is one of, those ladies that want to empower the other people. She's always about positivity and everything. So, we're still waiting for her to say something. And then today, I chanced on a post that she made a few hours ago, finally speaking on the matter. So she described the past few days as very gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. Now she went on and on and on to pour out her heart on how she doesn't understand where this whole thing is coming from because she's one that, like we said, likes to, preach positivity in all her songs and all that. So this was a bit of a surprise for her. And then also she ended by saying that, she's hurt, but she said, I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I have done in the world be overshadowed by this. I want to thank everyone who has reached out in support to lift me up during this difficult time. So we're still waiting to see what will come out of, the court case. But honestly, I'm confused and I don't know what's happening. I'm just hoping that this is not, a way for them to get back at her because, like you said, they're former dancers and not with her. So maybe they just want to, I don't know. I can't say. But all the best to you, Lizzo. More grease.
To the elbow.
To the elbow, definitely. And coming up second in the story, I've got Stage A. Now, for some time now, people have been complaining that, Gamro doesn't pay them, they don't get the royalties and all that. But Stage A is coming out to say that, Gamro pays them not less than 20,000 Ghana cedis every month. What's that 20,000? That's whether it's Ghana cedis or dollars. I'm not too sure. But he says every month he takes not less than 20K.
Stage A is taking 20,000 from Gamro every month.
Yes, please.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he said that, listen, this is what he said. He said, if you've registered with Gamro, they pay me very well. I registered with Gamro, and then the host asked him, how much does Gamro pay you a month? And he says 20,000, 20K. Okay, so Stage is advising all you artists there making complaints and all, listen, just allow Gamro to work. You never know, maybe you end up taking 50K, maybe $1 million and 300,000 euros. Yeah. And all that, you never know. So that's what he's also preaching. But we're yet to see. I mean, truth be told, I think that we really need, a system like that really works here in Ghana because there's a lot of songs being produced and it's high time we had, a proper structured, organization institution that can see to the affairs of these artists. And so truly, he's making this amount of money. Then I think that, our other artists need to allow Gamro to work.
This is an old record you're playing right now. I mean, how many times have we called that structures be put in place and all that? And we don't see that happening. I'm excited for Stage A for him to come out to say yes, he's getting royalties from Gamro, but 20,000. Okay, I'm not in.
Is it your money?
You get it. I'm not his accountant.
Exactly.
I can't speak for him because I'm not in his bank account. But Stage A getting 20,000. How much is Sarkodie going to?
Please, Stage A has said his own. We don't know about Sarkodie. Let's just.
How many songs did Stage A register with Gamro?
You never know. That's a question we should be finding out. So please, listen, I am all for Stage A. Stage A, you have
Stage
to
A, tell her they can't see you.
We are all coming to see you. Listen, it's very difficult in these times. But then also, Stonebwoy, is making the waves. He's making the headlines, always making Ghana proud, putting Ghana on the map as always. And this time, he was in an interview. So he went on Sway in the Morning on radio, had an interview on there, saying a lot of things. And definitely the question about Ghanaian and Nigerian music came up, what they're doing right and we're not doing, what we're doing wrong and what we should correct. And he said that, listen, even though the Nigerian numbers are there, let's not lie, they have a lot of people and that attributes to it. True. But they also have this aggressiveness, they have this hard work, they have this determination, and they prioritize their artists over any other person. It's them before anyone else, you know. So that's one thing that he's not going to take away from them, because everybody keeps talking about 350 million and 300 million, and there are lots of people and there are lots of people. Yes, but what are you doing with the people that you have? We might not be the same. We might be just a fraction of their population, but with the little that we're doing, what are we even doing? Here's a case where we're even pulling down our own with our small millions that we are. The small one that we have, we've been pulling it down. So he's just saying that aside the numbers, let's be honest, let's give them the credit for the hard work, for the aggressiveness, and the way they prioritize their artists. Because they'll go to a club, request their artist songs to be played, pay even the DJ to play the artist song, and those are the little things that push their artists. And so maybe we should, you know, pick up that attitude. I mean, he didn't say that, but I'm just saying that, you know, we can learn a thing or two from that side and not always going for Ghana music. I mean, come on, we're tired.
Stonebwoy with Sway was one of the best interviews I've watched in a long while. He spoke a lot, like he said a whole lot of things. One thing he said that I really resonated with was when he said, if Nigeria can do it, it means other African countries can also do it.
Exactly.
It's like a big brother leading the way for Cook brothers to follow. Yes.
So we can do it. Let's just stop the agenda setting and do the actual work on the ground. That's what's necessary.
I have one more question for you.
Which one?
Have you checked your HIV status?
Listen, I check every single time. With 100,000 people in Ghana living with HIV that don't know, please, my ladies and gentlemen, abstinence is the safest. Thank you very much.
On that note, that's how we wrap up on Just Corner with Adjoa Noella. Your Mind Day segment is next.
I mean the worldly people. That's why I said Lucifer. We are with the guy. Something is wrong with you.
On your Mind Day segment today, last episode, we brought about Kafui Danku's comment that you are a maid if you're cooking and washing for your boyfriend when you guys are not married. And we asked you guys to share your opinion on that using the hashtag again. Guys, I cannot stress on the hashtag enough. And we brought it up. So these are some of the comments we had on social media. On Black Visual says, how many men will allow women to cook and clean for them, and how many women ask for money from men on daily or favor basis? Sometimes some people think what worked for them is their ultimate, and he sighs with a Edward Brenya says she's not wrong if men are of the view that it is wrong to take up the financial responsibilities of looking after our girlfriends when we are not guaranteed marriage. Why then should we oppose Kafui's view? She's right. It is not the responsibility of a girlfriend to cook or do the laundry for her boyfriend. It should be a choice. Quality Angie Sikafutro, that's an interesting name, says, and is she lying? With a question mark. Ladies will cook and wash for you, and you still have the heart to say don't give her money till you marry her. Is she not serving as a maid? Nonsense notion. I think this is coming from a heartbreak perspective. Who break your heart, Angie? Who did that to you? Anyway, Abigail Water says it depends, but in other ways, it is not really necessary for a lady to do all that because you are just a girlfriend, not a wife. But some guys are so kind that you just have to do it for them. Please, nobody should come for me. Abigail Water, I also support you with 10 bags of cement. Weston Brown says, but you want your BF to give you money and gifts, right? Some people are sick in the head. Okay, let me read some few comments that we go into today's question. Michael Lechampon says, don't wash and clean, you will see. Washing, cleaning and cooking says a lot about women. That's your opinion, and we advise you all to also share your opinion anytime we bring out your Mind Day segment on Showbiz University. So zooming straight into this episode's Your Mind Day segment, 1st of August, which was on Tuesday, was World Girlfriends Day. So Mbrogo Karen Wahala. Anyway, let me read what he sent me. So he says, it's not posting your girlfriend enough. It's not posting your girlfriend enough on social media. Enough reason for her to break up with you. Guy, how many times do you want to use enough? It's not posting your girlfriend enough on social media. Enough reason for her to break up with you. And he says, my girlfriend of 2 years want to break up with me because she says I don't post her enough on social media. I am 32 years of age and she is 27. I don't know why she is obsessed with social media postings at this time of her age. She has fought with me many times because of this, and she is now claiming that I am hiding her because I have other girlfriends. But I have taken her home to meet my family. On Thursday, she sent me a long text saying she cannot continue the relationship because I did not post her on World Girlfriends Day. I don't want her to go, but I am also tired of her shallow fights and ideologies. What do I do? Please help me with an advice. Guys, over to you. Use the hashtag ShowbizUni. This guy is in dire need. We need to save a relationship. We need to save a ship is sinking. Save it with the hashtag ShowbizUni. Share your opinion on it, and we're going to read it on episode 13 of Showbiz University. Weekend playlist is up next, guys. 10 banging songs you can jam to this weekend. So on my 10 songs for this weekend, Sarkodie decided to drop a banger, but a naughty one. You can only play it in your homes and in the clubs. You can't play it on radio or television unless he brings out a clean version. Sarkodie has a new song out titled Freaky and Naughty.
One if you make it, nobody better than you. Take body, show me what you're doing, I can do.
Stonebwoy of the Fifth Dimension album did a remix of one of the songs, and he featured American rapper icon Ross. So Stonebwoy has done a remix of Life and Money featuring Ross. That's the second song on my top 10 banging songs.
I make this life be a happy place. No matter what, I'ma love my life. Not scared of man with a gun or a knife. God got me up and just enjoy. Fam doesn't have to be employed. Cause I put in work, yeah, no one gon' hurt, yeah. I'ma make sure we are.
Young, up and coming Asaka joiner, if I do say so. Malcolm Nuna has a new song out, love song Missing You or Miss You. Malcolm Nuna's new song, you should check it out. Very great lyrics. I listened to it a couple of times and it kind of makes me miss someone. And I don't like that feeling. But maybe you can enjoy it over the weekend if you are part of the Esuja 4 Association of Ghana. Miss You from Malcolm Nuna is a song for you.
Pleading, begging, baby, don't do that.
And you know, Son of Peter is coming out with an album. Fameye is coming out with an album very soon, and he's teasing us with a single of the album. So Fameye has a new song out titled Not God. So Not God made my top 10 weekend playlist. Fameye, Not God. And on weekends as well, if you want parties, Charlie, you know Kwame MP has you covered. So Kwame MP also has a new song out, Wahala. Wahala is banging in the clubs right now. I mean, it was released not long ago, but Charlie is enjoying airplays in the pubs and in the clubs. Kwame MP comes your way with Wahala. Moving on, Guru, NKZ's very own Guru, has a new song out called Can't Touch This, and it's produced by DOB Music. Guru comes your way with Can't Touch This.
Chairman meeting chairman. Chairman here chairman. Oh chairman is what chairman. So now who be the chairman? Chairman crowd me ho. Okay, on the main control.
Tulenke also makes my top 10 with KOM.
Passing me light and not cashing me check. Starting with time and not tracking me wet. Fresh supervisor not passing me check. Set a reminder not launching me jet. Get anybody diaper so no one on me pay. Then they say viper not target with friends. Get any hype is a shakta dunies. Frame me survivor massage for guests. We ain't come at town food in Beria man.
Now let's move straight into Nigeria, and Burna Boy released the song Big 7. Big 7 is driving all the conversations on social media. So I read a tweet from one of the Nigerian bloggers saying that when Burna Boy releases a song, you guys gravitate towards it a little bit slower. And the reason why he thinks you guys are not playing Big 7 is you are not well learned. So he says you guys are not reading wide, so you don't want to listen to Burna Boy's Big 7. Guys, go check it out. Burna Boy Big 7.
Alright, R.I.P. to sit to put your hands up, reach for the roof if you know you fuck with me. Don't don't like squares in my crew. If I call you my brother, then you best believe you stuck with me. Been wavy since morning. I no go feed if you from nothing. So I beg you not disturb me.
J5 also has a new song and he features Benson. J5 is a UK drill and hip-hop musician. So J5 Love Made Me Do It and he featured Benson from Nigeria on this.
Something I would like, oh. It's if you're up inside my room. See your body calling me. I put you to sleep, you've been waiting on me. I still want you back, baby girl, you know, see Sade, they call me.
Ruga has a new album out, and of the album, I want you guys to go listen to Christy. Christy is also banging in Nigeria.
Tell me, where you they go? Girl, I need you here right now, where you they go? I miss spirit, I miss soul. Staying at me until the sundown.
So, running you through my top 10 weekend playlist real quick. Sarkodie, Freaky and Naughty, Stonebwoy Life and Money remix featuring Ross, Malcolm Nuna Miss You, Familia Not God, Kwamina MP Wahala, Tulenke Com, Guru Can't Touch This, Burna Boy Big 7, J5 Love Made Me Do It featuring Benson and Ruga Christy. That's how we wrap up Showbiz University. My name is King Kweku Mensah. Catch you on the flip side on episode 13. We had Martinezz come through on lecture time. God bless Martinezz so much. I enjoyed the conversation. Make sure you stream all the songs on our playlist, on our weekend playlist. Until then, good vibes and positive energy going out to you. Peace out.